Hi class. So welcome to week 6. This week we're going to focus on really starting to create the visual identity and personality of our websites. So the reading for this week is going to really focus on designing personas for your websites, the type of personality that your site has, the language that it's using, the tonality, the personality of it. So I'm going to have you do a reading from the book that we've been reading, Designing for Emotion, Chapter 3, and it's going to go pretty in depth. And for part of the homework, you're going to have to create a design persona, and I've uploaded a template for you guys to follow. The other part of the lesson this week is going to be looking at mood boards, and we're just going to do a short little lesson on mood boards and why they are important to the web design process. So the importance of mood boards is so that way you can do like a visual design brainstorm to find colors, images, fonts, layouts, things that are inspiring you. So that way you can put them all in one place and then get a sense of how it's all going to fit together. So one of the platforms that I really love using is Pinterest for creating mood boards. And here on the screen you can see that here's a mood board for a website that I created called The Undocumented. Now The Undocumented was a web platform for a documentary that was tracking illegal immigrants that were crossing the Mexico-Arizona border and were dying in the desert. And so the documentary filmmaker that we were working with had done a lot of filming and had all this data about all the deaths of the people from the desert and wanted to create a website that really captured that information and told it in a provocative way. So here's a mood board that I created for this project right when I started. And one of the first things I did was create a bunch of color schemes that I thought embodied this. So I was thinking about the desert, about death, about being undocumented because these people had no identification or no information on them. And so I started by finding a bunch of color schemes, some fonts, and then some images that I thought that really embodied that concept of having no identification, being, just a number, another body. And I also found images of the border. So this is the border between Mexico and Arizona. It has this really beautiful organic shape to it, despite it being this really hard, rigid space. And then found, just a lot of other images, these signs from the border crossings, and just things that I found inspirational to help me with the design process. Now, we went through a lot of different design iterations, but the website turned out something like this. So it has a really cool palette with not a lot of color except for this bright red that really pops. So this is the map that we have that actually has geolocated every single death that's happened between 2001 and 2013. And it's pulling this information from a database so that way it's constantly being updated. And what you could do is you can click on a single cross and it's going to bring up information about that specific person. And there's a lot of data in there and it's really intense. But then what you have the ability to do is go into the film, and we tried to lay out this website as if it were part of like a map, so you could investigate the content of the website as you would a map and scroll around and get a sense of everything in a much larger space. So in creating these these mood boards, where do we start? I think we could just start by doing Google image searches for whatever topic you're doing. One of the things I wanted to show you for creating color schemes is there's two different websites. One of them is cooler.adobe.com. This allows you to create certain color palettes and then download them into swatches that you could then use in a Photoshop file or an Illustrator file. But another website that I actually really like is colorlovers.com. So this allows you to look at what colors are trending, things that are popular, but then you could also type in keywords like desert, and you'll get a bunch of different palettes that you could download or screenshot that other people have made with similar things. So this one was on desert. Let's see, we could do another one that's on food. Let's see what a bunch of food color palettes look like. So here's one called Let Them Eat Cake, Compatible, Strawberry Mousse. So for your homework this week, part of the assignment is going to be creating a mood board on Pinterest that includes images, maybe it includes some interaction that you really like from some other websites, like a really cool gallery or drop-down menu, or even a layout, and also looking at type, and just to get a sense of what the website's going to feel like. And then next week, we're going to go into starting to actually design what our homepage is going to look like. But this is going to really help that step as an intermediary space where we can get a sense of what that design is going to feel like. So I hope this should be a lot of fun. This is just going to involve a lot of research, searching the web for things that are really inspiring and that you really like. And I look forward to seeing your design personas and all of your mood boards. All right, have a great week.